Through with the sideshow lifestyle and glamour. I'm moving to the cemetery, no critics or cameras. I'm stitching up the vein, I've been bleeding for too long. And next time you come to look for me, I'll be gone. In dark like this, all you can do is breathe and try to figure out if you're awake or asleep. In dark like this, there's no sense of direction, just thoughts.
This story starts when a boy called into a podcast to say his father, who had adopted him, was essaying him and 8 other male adoptive siblings in the home. Hayam Cohen, formerly known as Jeffrey Fagil, was not born a Jew, but does practice the Jewish religion. He has adopted 9 boys as a single father and has been on numerous news sources in the past in which he is praised for what an amazing father he is to have adopted all these children as a single man.
You met with a father who adopted several foster kids, and he says as much as he's given to them, they've given a lot more back.
They have definitely, and we're talking 9 boys. He's a single father, and it was just such a blessing to meet his family.
I'm extremely proud. Last year, I woke up on Father's Day to a really large card right next to my bed, and my kids all called me their hero. But this Father's Day, I truly call my kids my hero because I've seen in the face of adversity, they have walked through so much and they still smile.
Cohen moved to Houston, Texas to study social work, working in Jewish summer camps and helping children with difficult home lives. He began to gain a reputation as someone who could help children within the Jewish community, and in 2010, he was contacted by social workers and asked if he would foster 2 young Jewish boys. He became a licensed foster parent in his early 20s, and Cohen was using the foster program to prey on young children. Before we begin, these are only allegations at this point, and as with every case that hasn't gone to trial, the suspect is innocent until proven guilty. Welcome to the Murder She Shed. Thank you for joining me today for this breaking case, and my name is Holly. Cohen's 17-year-old son called into a podcast and admitted to the abuse he and his brothers faced at the hands of their adoptive father. The 17-year-old told the podcaster that he was smart enough to use a burner phone and Wi-Fi to communicate with her, so Cohen wouldn't catch him making the call. He said Child Protective Services had conducted eight investigations into the family, but nothing ever came of it. The 17-year-old also said every time that CPS is involved, that Cohen bribes or scares him and his brother. But something that boggles my mind is why these children hadn't already been taken away, because Cohen was out of jail on bond for a 2019 case of indecency with a child. He was accused of having sexual contact with a foreign exchange student from Spain. That student, who turns 20 next month, made an outcry to the staff at Sharpton High School in 2019. He is suing Cohen and an organization that placed him. The student was 16 at the time he was placed in Cohen's home. He told police that Cohen would make him feel guilty if he did something wrong, like leave his clothes on the floor or not clean up after himself. Cohen would say the boy's behavior made him sad, so the boy needed to make him happy. The student said Cohen began fondling him in his bedroom after the other boys went to sleep. After several months of that, Cohen began forcing the victim to perform a sex act on him. Anyway, these are some of the allegations made by the foreign exchange student about Cohen in 2019. In this, I'm just going to call the boy Sam. This is not his name. I'm just going to use it in order to read these allegations. Forcing Sam to rub Cohen's stomach and chest, which aroused Cohen. Forcing Sam to touch Cohen's privates outside of his clothes. And forcing Sam to touch Cohen's private inside his clothes. Also forcing Sam to play with Cohen until climax. Apparently he has multiple foreign exchange students in the past that stayed in his home. Plus, the man worked at Jewish summer camps for several years before he even started fostering children. A CPS investigator learned about the podcast that the adopted boy had spoken on, traced the IP address, and contacted the 17-year-old, where at first the boy was so scared he denied the allegations. Finally, he confirmed he was the caller and started spilling the beans. The teen began describing what was going on behind closed doors. He said the abuse by Cohen began 3 weeks after he was adopted in 2016 when he was just 11. He said Cohen made the boys massage his feet before essaying them and forcing them to perform an act on him. When he turned 14, the teen said Cohen began raping him. He said Cohen forced him and his younger brothers, now 16 and 14, to perform on him and on each other, and made the young boys do things to each other while he watched and pleasured himself. He said the 16-year-old ran away, but deputy constables returned him to the house. He said 2 10-year-old brothers said they'd been abused too, but the teen said he hadn't witnessed it. He said when Cohen called any of the boys to his room, they all knew what that meant. Cohen also verbally abused his sons, calling them white trash and racist.
Take hold of your family and dream big. Never give up. Remind yourself to find the good in all things.
He said Cohen uses a wheelchair and oxygen tanks in public or when people come over, but not when he's alone with his sons. I'm assuming he is on disability, and that is why the boys mentioned this. The teen stated that Cohen has 6 oxygen tanks and does not use them, and that Cohen only coughs uncontrollably when he is in court. The boy said Cohen warned him that if he told anyone, it would be his word against Cohen and his siblings. Cohen has a blog called My Unique Family, which is basically a brag blog about how great of a man he is for adopting these children. The family is very active on social media. They have a Facebook page, a TikTok, and their own YouTube channel with almost 10,000 subscribers. Cohen even spoke against child abuse on one of his videos. 6 of the boys were removed from the home ages 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, and 17, and they were placed into foster care. The other 3 were old enough to be on their own. Cohen was arrested February 11th and booked into the Harris County Jail for continuous abuse of a child and sexual assault of children under 17 years old, but additional charges could be filed after speaking to the other children. Apparently, Cohen had a criminal conviction for theft in 2006. Cohen has changed his name at least twice in the past and goes by different aliases. He also claims he is a rabbi for a foundation but doesn't actually have a job. According to the lawyer of the 16-year-old foreign exchange student, in order to get a license to foster the children, he faked his background check and gave us children's names as references with his own phone number on there. Cohen allegedly claims he is dying and in hospice care, but it is believed he's just trying to delay the criminal and civil cases. On TikTok and YouTube, the children seem very talented. They sing and rap and seem like well-adjusted children.
There's some Jews in this house. There's some Jews in this house.
I'm a certified Jew. 7 days a week, praying 3 times a day. Yeet, 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 singing Avinu Malkeinu. My father, my king, dipping my challah in the hummus, just like a king. Anti-Semitism is on the rise, but we are not scared. Hashem's on our side. Haters stand blind, need to open their eyes, cause hate will fall, but love will rise.
It is just so sad that the allegations in 2019 from the foreign exchange student wasn't taken serious enough to remove these adopted children from his home.
I think to myself, we don't always realize the importance of having a support system as a family.
2019, a judge released him on a $75,000 bond, and Cohen just returned home to his adopted children. That's just so disturbing. There are tons of posts about Cohen almost dying from COVID last year that the children had posted on Facebook, and sadly, they cared deeply about this man, but he took their love and warped it to meet his perverted needs. It's so sad that we have a foster system like this. There's tons of children that get abused in the foster system, and sadly, it has not gone noticed like it should. And I think we need to get more awareness out there to watch for signs of these foster children. The teachers, everybody, watch out for the children. There's just so many signs that are missed daily. When we work in professions with children and we see children daily, We should learn how to pick up on these signs. If you have to take a class, take a class. If you work with children, take a class. It's just horrible that our children have to deal and be put in these circumstances. And that is the point of why I wanted to bring attention to this case, is because something needs to be done to revamp the foster care system. If you were a child that was raised in a foster home, maybe you can leave a comment below and give us some ideas and opinions on what you believe could be done to fix the foster care system. I'm sure you guys that have been raised in a foster home have more ideas than anybody else does around you. So leave your opinions and ideas here in my comments. And as usual, I love all y'all, and I hope y'all have a blessed week. Make it your best week ever, and be kind to others. Always be kind to others. You never know what they're going through. Here comes Simon. You just belched in my mic. Seriously. I'm going to get a new mic stand, and already ordered it, and it's going to be one of those that put your mic up here, because he has tipped this over so many times. And I ordered it, and I'm supposed to get it, and I'm excited because he can't knock it down anymore, because he has literally, one leg does not work on this. He broke the leg off from knocking it down constantly like he's fixing to do right now. Yeah, much patience I have. Ignore the hair and hat today, because we went on a bike ride, and yeah, it's a mess. And we took our bikes to church and went goofed off, and so yeah, just ignore all that if you can. I know, it's bad. You were tripping all over my mic again. What's going on behind closed doors? They sing and rap and seem like well-adjusted children shit that the children have posted on Facebook. And I think my whole table's moving. You have to record all that over because you're shaking my table. Get off my table. You're on my table. Buddy's right here. Can y'all see Buddy? This is Buddy. He's my oldest baby. He's 11 years old. And he's got hip dysplasia real bad, and it's hard for my baby to get around. This is Samo. This is Max. Oh, every freaking time, Simon. She back. She back. She back. She back. She back. She back. Bye, I love y'all.
Talk like this, all you can do is breathe and try to figure out if you're awake or asleep. In dark like this, there's no sense of direction, just thoughts and questions from a parallel dimension. In dark like